The episode opens in silence. A cold, gray morning settles over the war-torn land. Smoke lingers in the air, remnants of a battle that refuses to end. Jamie Fraser stands alone, not as a hero, but as a man carrying the weight of too many deaths. His hands stained, not just with blood, but with decisions he can never take back. Cut to Claire Fraser inside a dimly lit shelter, tending to the wounded. Her face is calm, but her eyes tell a different story. She's losing him, not physically, but piece by piece to the war. The tension builds as word spreads. A betrayal. Someone close has turned, and the consequences are devastating. Jamie confronts the truth in a moment that changes everything. A trusted ally, someone he once called brother, has made a deal with the enemy, not out of greed, but desperation. And now, Jamie must decide, justice or mercy. The music fades as Jamie draws his weapon, not in rage, but in sorrow, because this isn't a battle, it's an execution. Meanwhile, Claire discovers something even more terrifying. The wounded soldiers she's treating aren't just victims of war, they're victims of something else. Disease, spreading fast, silent, deadly. She realizes the truth too late. This isn't just a war story anymore, it's survival. Back to Jamie. The confrontation reaches its peak. Words are exchanged. Regret, anger, forgiveness that comes too late. And then, a single moment, a single choice, that will haunt him forever. The screen cuts to black, but the sound remains. A gunshot. Silence. When the scene returns, Jamie is on his knees, broken, not by the enemy, but by himself. Claire finds him later. She doesn't ask what happened. She already knows. And in that moment, their love is tested. The episode doesn't begin with hope. It begins with death. A battlefield silent, not because the war is over, but because there's no one left screaming. Bodies lie scattered like forgotten memories, soaked into the mud. The air is thick, gunpowder, blood, and something worse, regret. Jamie Fraser walks through it slowly, not looking down, because he already knows what he'll see. Men he led. Men who trusted him. Men who died because of him. There's no music, just the sound of his boots crushing what remains of honor beneath him. Cut to black. Inside a dim, suffocating shelter, Claire Fraser is covered in blood, not her own. She's been trying to save them, but they keep dying. One after another. Faster now. A soldier grabs her wrist. His skin burns. His breath rattles. Am I going to die? He asks. Claire hesitates. And in that hesitation, he understands. His grip loosens. Gone. Claire doesn't cry. Not anymore. Because if she starts, she may never stop. Back outside, Jamie finds him, the traitor, a man he once trusted more than his own shadow. No shouting. No dramatic speech. Just a broken man standing in the ruins of everything they believed in. I did it to survive, the man whispers. Jamie's face doesn't change, because survival is no longer enough. You doomed us all, Jamie replies. Quiet, cold, final. The man falls to his knees, not begging, just waiting. Jamie raises the gun. His hand trembles, not from fear, but from knowing this is the moment he can never come back from. A beat. Silence. Then, a shot. But we don't see it. We only hear it. Because some things are too heavy to witness. Cut. Jamie is alone again. But now, there's something missing. Not his strength. Not his courage. His humanity. Night falls like a curse. Inside the shelter, Claire discovers the truth. It's not just infection. It's spreading faster than war itself. A sickness that doesn't care who wins, only who's left to bury the dead. She tries to warn them, but it's already too late. Coughing, fever, panic. The camp begins to collapse from the inside. Claire breaks. For the first time, not loudly, not violently, but quietly, as she realizes she cannot save them. Not this time. She finds Jamie sitting in the dark. Hands shaking, eyes empty. What did you do? She asks. Jamie doesn't answer, because there are no words left that could justify it. Only silence. And the space between them feels wider than ever. For the first time, they don't reach for each other. And that's what hurts the most. Final moment. A distant sound echoes through the night. Not gunfire. Not soldiers. Something unfamiliar. Something worse. Jamie slowly looks up. And for the first time in this episode, there's fear in his eyes. Because whatever is coming next will finish what the war. This chapter of Outlander doesn't open with grief. It opens with emptiness. A battlefield abandoned by sound. No cries. No commands. Just the aftermath settling like dust over the dead. Bodies lie twisted into the earth, as if the ground itself tried to pull them under and failed. Jamie Fraser walks through it, like a ghost that refuses to leave. He's not searching anymore. He's counting. Not numbers, but consequences. Every step feels heavier, like the earth itself is rejecting him, rejecting what he's become. A torn flag flutters weakly nearby, barely holding on, just like the men who died for it. Jamie stops beside a body half buried in mud. He stares, not with sadness, but with recognition. This is what's left, he mutters under his breath. Not of the man, of himself. He crouches, wiping dirt from the soldier's face, revealing someone far too young to understand war. You followed me, Jamie says quietly, and I led you here. No tears come, because guilt has already taken their place. Inside the shelter, the air is thick and suffocating. Claire Fraser moves quickly between the wounded, but something about her precision is slipping. Her hands tremble slightly as she works, something she hasn't allowed in years. Hold him still, she says sharply. A man struggles under her grip, his breath uneven, his skin burning with fever. This isn't normal, she whispers. Nearby, another soldier begins coughing violently, blood staining his lips. The room shifts from wounded to doomed. Claire looks around, searching for control, but there is none left to find. A young soldier grabs her sleeve. You're the healer, aren't you? Claire hesitates, then answers honestly. I'm trying. The boy nods slowly, as if that answer tells him everything he needs to know. Outside, smoke drifts low across the battlefield. A figure approaches Jamie, steps uneven, burdened with regret. I wondered if you'd come back, Jamie says without turning. I didn't come back, the man replies. I just ran out of places to go. Jamie turns, his eyes steady but distant. Running doesn't change what you did. It wasn't betrayal, the man insists. It was survival. Jamie lets out a quiet breath. Survival. You call this surviving? He gestures toward the battlefield. This is what your survival looks like. The man's voice weakens. I was trying to save myself. Jamie steps closer. And who gave you that right? The man says nothing. I don't hate you, Jamie says after a moment. I just don't have anything left to give you. The man closes his eyes. Then don't say anything. Just finish it. Jamie raises his weapon. This time, his hand is steady. A single shot echoes. Jamie lowers the weapon slowly. There is no relief, only silence. Now we're even, he says, though the words feel empty. Night begins to swallow the battle. A single shot echoes. Jamie lowers the weapon slowly. There is no relief, only silence. Now we're even, he says, though the words feel empty. Night begins to swallow the battlefield. Inside the shelter, everything is falling apart. The sickness spreads rapidly, moving from man to man without mercy. Claire rushes between them, but there are too many now. Separate them, she calls out. Anyone with fever, keep them apart. But no one listens. Or worse, they can't. A man collapses. Another begins seizing. Panic spreads faster than the illness itself. Claire stops, her breath catching as she looks around. This is spreading, she says quietly. Her hands tremble as she stares at them, realizing there is nothing left she can do. Later, the chaos fades into a fragile silence. Claire steps outside and finds Jamie sitting alone in the darkness. You're still here, she says softly. I don't think I left, he replies. She studies him carefully. What did it cost you? Enough, he says. Claire sits beside him, but something feels different now. I couldn't save them, she admits. Jamie nods. I didn't try. The truth hangs between them. Then what are we doing here? She asks. Jamie looks at her, something distant in his eyes. We're surviving, he says. But it doesn't sound like hope. It sounds like a warning. Somewhere in the darkness, something shifts. Not close, but not far enough. And for the first time fear returns.